the rise of African football, from underdogs to World Cup contenders. What if I told you the next country to win the FIFA World Cup isn't from Europe or South America? For nearly a century, football belonged to two continents. Europe dominated, South America inspired, and Africa. Africa was expected to dream, but never to win. Every 4 years, the story was the same. African teams arrived with passion, talent, and millions of believers, but they always left with one question: when will Africa finally conquer the world? Then something extraordinary began to happen. A giant fell, then another and another. The football world didn't notice it at first, but history was quietly being rewritten. This isn't just the story of African football, it's the story of a continent that refused to accept the limits the world placed upon it. Chapter 1. The continent nobody believed in. Before 1990, African football lived in the shadows. European and South American nations dominated the headlines, lifted the trophies, and were considered football's true superpowers. Meanwhile, African teams were often treated as outsiders. They were praised for their athleticism but doubted when it came to competing with the world's elite. Yet beneath the surface, something was growing. Across villages, cities, beaches, and dusty streets, millions of children chased a football with nothing but determination and impossible dreams. Those dreams were about to collide with the biggest stage in world football. Chapter 2. The day Cameroon shocked the world. The year was 1990. The stage was Italy. Standing on one side was Argentina, the reigning world champion, led by the legendary Diego Maradona. Standing on the other side was Cameroon. To most people, the result seemed inevitable, but football has a habit of ignoring predictions. From the opening whistle, Cameroon matched Argentina tackle for tackle, refusing to be intimidated. Every challenge, every clearance, and every sprint sent a message. Africa had not come to admire the champions, they had come to beat them. When Francois Omambiek's header found the back of the net, the impossible suddenly became real. As the final whistle echoed around the stadium, Cameroon had defeated the defending champions. It wasn't just an upset, it was a revolution. For the first time, the football world looked at Africa differently. Chapter 3. Senegal proves it wasn't luck. 12 years later, another African nation walked into another impossible challenge. The year was 2002. France were the defending world champions, packed with world-class stars and expected to cruise through the tournament. Their first opponents? Senegal, playing in their very first World Cup. Most experts predicted a comfortable French victory. Instead, Senegal delivered another unforgettable shock. With fearless football and relentless determination, they defeated the reigning champions and announced themselves to the world. Suddenly, Cameroon's miracle no longer looked like a miracle. It looked like the beginning of something much bigger. Chapter 4. The Golden Generation. As African national teams continued to grow stronger, a new generation of players was taking over Europe's biggest clubs. Samuel Eto'o became one of the deadliest strikers of his era. Didier Drogba turned pressure into power. Yaya Touré redefined what a midfielder could be. Mohamed Salah dazzled defenders with incredible speed and precision. Sadio Mané inspired millions with his relentless work ethic. Victor Osimhen showed the world that the next generation had already arrived. African footballers were no longer simply competing in Europe. They were leading title races, lifting trophies, and becoming global icons. The gap between Africa and football's traditional giants was shrinking with every passing season. Chapter 5. Morocco makes history. Then came the World Cup in Qatar. No African nation had ever reached the semifinals. Many believed that barrier would remain forever. Morocco had other ideas. They defeated Belgium, they eliminated Spain, then they stunned Portugal. Each victory sent waves of celebration across an entire continent. Millions watched history unfold in real time. For the first time ever, an African nation stood among the final 4 teams in the world. Morocco's remarkable journey wasn't built on luck. It was built on decades of investment, better coaching, stronger academies, and generations of players who refused to believe that greatness belonged only to others. Chapter 6. The future has already begun. Today, African football looks completely different. Modern academies are producing elite talent. Young players are joining Europe's biggest clubs earlier than ever before. Coaching standards continue to improve. Scouting networks now reach places that were once overlooked. The foundation is stronger than it has ever been. What once seemed impossible now feels inevitable. The question is no longer whether Africa can compete. The question is who will become the first African nation to lift football's greatest prize. History doesn't change overnight. It changes one brave moment at a time, one impossible victory, one generation of dreamers, one nation willing to believe when nobody else did. From the streets of Yaoundé, to the beaches of Dakar, to the stadiums of Casablanca, the rise of African football is far from over. The next chapter hasn't been written yet, but if the past has taught us anything, it's this. Never underestimate a continent that has spent decades turning impossible dreams into unforgettable reality. Because the first African World Cup champion may be closer than anyone thinks. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Gold Dog for more football documentaries, untold stories, rankings, and deep dives into the beautiful game. Until next time, keep your passion for football alive.